Hi guys, Paul here. So I never thought in a million years that I would be here today having a having to discuss this for a second time. I didn't even know I was going to do it the first time. The video I made Saturday morning, the why I left fantasy. When I sat down to make that, I really didn't even know what I was going to say. I didn't have a script. I just kind of had a general idea that I wanted to talk. And the only reason I made that is, like I said, I came home from work. I was still in my work clothes. I was exhausted, and I had realized that the last two videos I made were essentially small book hauls, and the video I had coming up for Monday was a large book haul. And I thought I needed to put something in between, so I wanted to put something there. There wasn't a book haul, so I had some diversity in subject matter. So I just sat down and turned on the camera and started talking. And I pretty much just babbled for 35 minutes, just my thoughts and opinions. And if you notice, there's only one edit in that entire video. I just talked. And only reason there was even an edit in there is because I needed a moment, and I just cut it out for, you know, for your sake. So I kind of like just shot this video, posted it, never even thought about it, and I was just posting something. I thought this would be something that even my friends and fellow booktubers wouldn't watch. It might get 50 views if I was lucky. It was just to have padding kind of between the book hauls. It was kind of just my random thoughts to have something else to discuss other than just, here, I bought books. And then I went to bed and woke up a couple hours later. I was going to sit down and watch some college football, and lo and behold, stuff was happening. I had lost a bunch of subscribers. I had a bunch of downvotes, and I was getting comments and emails. And I was pretty shocked. I didn't even remember, everything I had said in the video. I was just talking, just expressing feelings and thoughts. And it got a little crazy. So it kept going that way, and I was kind of upset that I was losing subscribers over my opinion. And to be honest, though, may the road rise to meet you if you left. I wish you the best. I bear you no ill will, because if that kind of upset you and that you had to leave, you probably weren't going to enjoy this channel anyway. So it's best that you live your life to your fullest and enjoy it. I wouldn't want you here being miserable. So thank you for coming, and I hope to see you again. But then at some point after the first day, going into Sunday, the worm kind of turned, and I started picking up subscribers. And if you're one of them, welcome and thank you. You are loved and welcome here, and I can't wait to talk to you all if you stay. And I started getting upvotes and positive comments and encouragement, which was fantastic. And the comments were coming so quickly I could barely keep up. And I had never experienced anything like this before. I'm a fairly new channel. And I appreciate all the positivity. I even appreciate the negativity, because it means you were engaging with me. So, if you disagreed with me, thank you. And if any of you were angry over my opinion, and it was all over the romantasy aspect, almost 100% of the negative comments I was getting regarded the fact that I said bad things about romantasy. Wow. There's so much I want to say about this, because you kind of proven my point that if you're so invested, so involved in this, that you're getting angry and attacking someone. And I did get attack emails and many downvotes and comments. If you're so invested in your genre, if you're so invested in these books that they're making you engage with somebody angrily and with malice, there's a problem. This is not good. This is cultish behavior. This is programmed behavior. Please, take an inward look. If you're one of the people who was coming at me and angry about me having not liking, as a man, I didn't like romantasy, it kind of craziness. I'm thinking that maybe talk to somebody. I'm worried about you. This is not normal behavior. Um, and I did get angry emails. And one of the things I can get back to that, but one of the things I didn't talk about was the impetus, excuse me, for why I selected the direction of the channel that I am. So this all came about. I'm part of a bunch of Facebook book groups, and I'm discovering new books and new genres and such this year that I didn't know really existed. So I was in these Facebook groups and I was talking about men's adventure books. And I went in and said, in good spirits with all positivity, literally, I'm going to try and do it word for word. Hey guys, I've discovered I really like men's adventure books. I'd really like to see more space devoted for it on the shelves and more authors write in that genre. That's about everything I said. Again, like in this video that from Saturday, I was attacked. I was eviscerated. I was violently approached with very, very ill-meaning and very, very ill-tempered people. I was told I'm a liar. Men's adventure doesn't exist. I was making it up. Saying men's adventure is something that I wanted to read is misogynist and sexist. I literally was told men's adventure does not exist. And asking for men's books was misogynist behavior. I tried to explain, no, this is an actual genre. There's actual magazines and books from a company called Men's Adventure Library, Men's Adventure Quarterly, etc., etc. And I was continued to be attacked, almost exclusively by women, and one very angry, confused man who was coming at me after I said, and explained what I was talking about. It's like, well, Men's Adventure is out there. It's just not. It's not getting the attention it deserves. Men's Adventure. There is some like Jack Reacher, and Indiana Jones and 007. Are examples of Men's Adventure. But I'd like to see more of that kind of thing, and more breadth to it. And this gentleman, along with a few other people, told me that Indiana Jones was a pedophile. His words, that 007 was toxic masculinity, that Jack Reacher was a murder hobo, and that I was disgusting for reading these or wanting to read these. This man and many, many women. I was also told that what does that mean? Does that mean if you're reading Men's Adventure, you turn the pages with your member? This is 100% accurate, true. And I tried to continue the discussion for a while, and it just got too toxic. I was attacked mercilessly, constantly, relentlessly, until I deleted the post. And that was one of the reasons I had decided to move my channel, which I was just beginning at that time, in the direction it's going. And my intention is to highlight books, authors, and such that do not get attention from the mainstream, that is not on the shelves at Barnes & Noble. Stuff that from the past that I think should be brought back and somebody should read again, or should be brought to attention, and stuff that is out there that new pulp, for example, and military sci-fi, and just action adventure stuff that's out there that isn't getting a lot of attention. It's not the only thing I'm going to do. I'm really going to talk about the kind of things I want to talk about. There'll be horror. I like horror. There'll be horror on here. That'll be front and center. There'll be definitely be some sci-fi, the occasional fantasy, nonfiction. I kind of like all over the board. I just want to highlight authors and books that don't get a lot of attention. And after I posted that video Saturday morning, I literally was attacked in the comments and downvotes by an email, where I was receiving a couple emails here and there randomly throughout the day, 2 days now, where I was told that All right, I'm going to try to put this. I'm not going to out anybody. So if you happen to be the person who sent me, one of the people who sent me these emails, don't worry, your name is safe. I'm not doxing you because I'm not like that. I was told that men had their time. I'm just angry because women are getting their time now, and I'm sexist for not allowing them as such, and things like this. I'm paraphrasing. But I was told that I should just basically sit down and shut up and leave it alone. It's none of my business. I have no right to talk about books for women. Now, remember, I just was told there's no such thing as books for men by dozens of people. Now I'm being told that I don't have an opinion because these are books for women and I'm not a woman. And having an opinion makes me sexist and misogynist. And I'm not. I love women. I married one. So these kind of comments are problematic, and they do show a deeper problem that is developing because of these books. And you're proving the point. If you watch that video, I talked about the propaganda of them and how they program you and how ensnaring they are to minds that take in these books. And a lot of these people who are reading these books are getting very, very involved. They're internalizing them the way men as a whole do not. And I've seen the TikTok videos. Men do not fall in love with fictional characters. Men do not cry over the fact that they're so intimately involved with these characters that they can't separate fact from fiction. And I've seen TikTokers. I've seen these videos. I've watched them in fascination and horror as Romantasy readers have talked about how they have sat there with tears flowing down their face, crying because they're so in love with the fictional characters that I've seen videos where women have broken up with their boyfriends because their boyfriends did not meet the standard of the fictional character they were in love with in the books. This kind of behavior is exactly what I'm talking about. Most of us who don't read that, men and women, do not do that. We do not have such a visceral reaction to books that we will attack somebody over a different opinion, that we will break up with somebody. I have never met a person outside of the Romantasy genre, and I'm including Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey in that as the precursors to Romantasy, just so you know, that because I seen the toxic behavior that came out of those books, and oh boy, it was pretty intense. But I've never seen anybody go and read, a Star Wars novel and be like, "You're not Princess Leia. We're done." I've never seen anybody go and read a James Bond book and like, "You're nothing like Miss Pennyworth. I'm breaking up with you until I can find the love of my life who's like her." I've never seen a man get on a video, or even a woman who's reading this stuff, reading, say, The Expanse, or anything, and sit there and cry and effuse emotion at the camera over their feelings for these books. And there's nothing wrong with being emotionally invested in a book, but some of this is ridiculously over the top and a little scary and a little dangerous. And I wasn't even meaning to talk about that as a whole, but I'm responding to the attacks that were made towards me. That's why I'm discussing this. So just so you know, I'm like directly responding to comments that were made to me regarding this, because almost 100% of the attacks were revolving around and regarding the Romantasy aspect. I had a couple people who disagreed with some things, and that's fine. You can disagree. And there's definitely several people who misunderstood what I was saying, who maybe didn't listen to the video closely enough, or misunderstood somehow what I was saying, and I was trying to set the record straight on those. But almost 100%, every email I received was from an angry woman telling me to shut up and mind my own business. How dare I? And it got a little ugly. There's so much hate that was directed to me about this that it's a little scary. I'm not scared for my life or anything. It's just a little scary that there's that much involved. You're that emotionally involved in these books that you can't seem to separate reality from fiction or understand, what I'm saying on an intellectual level regarding these books and what's happening. So I'm not going to go into much more detail about that. I kind of covered this over and over, and I don't want to beat a dead horse here. But so if you're new or if you're just seeing this video and don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to tell you right now, my channel, if you are a Romantasy fan, you're welcome here. This isn't a discussion I'm going to have very often. Just understand the point of my channel is I'm going to read books and talk about books that are action adventure, that are science fiction, that are new pulp and old pulp, hard-boiled detectives, new versions of those, and science fiction, horror. This is the stuff I'm going to be talking about. And I'm going to spotlight, as part of my channel, books that do not get attention, books that are not seen on bookshelves in bookstores or big box stores like Target and Walmart. Most of my channel will revolve around authors and books, old and new, that I want to give attention to get readers to pay attention to and maybe invest their time in, that is not mainstream. This is not in. I'm not going to spend any of my time attacking Romantasy or even thinking about Romantasy. This is a positive channel where I'm going to give out positive information about books that I enjoy and I would like to see you enjoy. That's what this is about. That's what this is for. And if you're a non-reader and you happen to see this, come talk to me. We're going to have a discussion all you want, and I'm going to help you if you want to read. This is exactly what I want. I want non-readers or readers who are just starting out and looking for a direction. That's my biggest goal, is to bring you in and give you something else to read. When you go to the store and you can't find anything on the shelves, well, that's what this channel is for. If you're a reader who's been doing it for 50 years or 10 years and reads hundreds of books, still, maybe you want something different. Maybe you want to see something that you haven't seen before. Maybe you didn't know there were other resources out there. Or maybe these are books that you just didn't know exist. That's what I want to do. That's who I want to reach. That's what I want to talk about. That's where my channel is directed. So if you were upset by the things I said, I apologize. I mean no harm. If you disagree with my opinion and want to be angry about it, you can feel free to start a channel and talk about it. And if you want, I will come talk to you. I will not be mean to you. We can discuss this and you can state your opinion and we can have a discourse. A friendly, calm, well thought out discourse, not an angry rant screaming at me because you disagree with me. That's not how you get your point across. So if you want to be part of this channel, I would love to have you, no matter what you read. I don't care what you read. If you enjoy the content and I can have a discourse with you and maybe recommend books, something new for you to read, you're all welcome. This is what it's all about here. And, come talk to me and, share books with me that you want to talk about, and I'm going to share books with you want to talk about. And I explained what those books are going to be like and what my goal is and the kind of books you're going to see here. So, feel free to be part of it, and I'd love to have you and understand that that's what I'm doing. So I hope I rambled enough again. I'm sorry to take up more of your time. Because it was so crazy, I wanted to get some clarification and, kind of get out there what I was discussing and the point of the whole thing and just talk about a little bit in case somebody wanted to follow up. So thank you so much. Thank you to the new subscribers. Thank you to the people who had a conversation with me, who had a discourse with me, even the people who yelled at me. Thank you for expressing your opinions to me. I appreciate you. You are loved, and I feel I have no ill will toward you. My opinion stands, though, and I do not feel any different. In fact, I may feel more strongly about what I said than what I said the first time, because my point was kind of proven to me. So thank you, though, for even yelling at me, because it helped. You made a point, and you kind of fed to my story and my point. And like I said, so everybody is welcome here, no matter what you read, no matter your race, creed, color, sex, or personal choices. You're all welcome here if you want to be, and I want you here. Even if you don't agree with me, we can have that discourse. You can argue with me in the comments or through email. My email is right there. Obviously, people found it. It's right there. If you want to talk, if you're mad at me, you can vent to me. How I respond to you, though, may vary. So, thank you again. I hope to see you back because I have a lot of stuff that's coming up and a lot of videos and a lot of books I want to share with people like me who love books. So, anyway, I will shut up now because I'm rambling again. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I'd love to have you. And remember, the secret to Zen: read books, pet dogs, and listen to metal. Love you guys. Hope to see you soon.